When people ask me, how are you? I say, I'm okay. But the real answer is, I'm not okay. And that morning, I think it was like 4 something in the morning. I could not sleep. But honestly, I didn't think too much of it because, I have like a small case of insomnia. Sometimes I can sleep tea, and then other times I'm just very restless. So this particular night, I was on TikTok and I noticed that my little sister, her name is Jade, was also up. And I'm just like, this is so weird. Sister girl be knocked out. Like, if nobody gonna sleep, she gonna sleep. So I messaged her and I was just like, I said, why you up? And she was just like, I don't know, like I just couldn't sleep, so I'm just on TikTok. Thinking nothing of it. So I had like a thing. I haven't really listened to Sarah Jake Roberts lately, and so I went to YouTube, and she's like always one of the first things on my YouTube suggestion because me and her, we locked in. Like, I'm gonna listen to my girl. I used to listen to her every single morning when I was getting ready for work, but I don't work now, so like I kind of listen to her sparingly, or sporadically, whichever word you want to use there. So I listened to a word and then I just slowly fell asleep. Something about like the word of God always just gives me such peace. Like I literally always like slowly and peacefully doze off. So my mom like woke me up. I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Like I just went to sleep and you waking me up for real. When she said it, I was like, oh, okay, like this has happened before. My grandma has called me or my mom before. It was like something's wrong with Michael. She don't say my your dad. She just say something's wrong with Michael. And so if you know my grandma, you can hear her voice. So I'm thinking nothing of it. Like whatever. So I'm walking. I put clothes on. I don't really sleep in much clothes, so I put my clothes on and I go over looking at how that's messed and brush my teeth, nothing. My mom started jogging. So I'm just like, what the fuck? We ain't never jogged over there. My grandma called. Like, I just being real. We never did a jog and we could walk over there, see what's going on. But she started running, so hell, I started running too. Next thing you know, I walk in the room and, yeah, he's like not moving, not breathing. I'm sorry. It, I, I started screaming like, so this is my week out of school before summer classes start. So I remember he was in the Popeyes line. He was ordering his food, and I looked at him and I was like, "You shouldn't be eating this." And he was just like, "I'm already dead." Mind you, keep in mind, like my dad casually talks about like death and all that because he had a lot of problems. Like he had congestive heart failure, he had diabetes, he had the biggest thing was like kidney failure. And I could keep naming things, but I'd rather not. And so he had all those problems, whatever. And so like he found comfortability in it. And I didn't notice until like he ended up really sick in 2018. Like my dad like dealt with depression. Him and death had a copper. So I heard him, but I didn't comment back because there was no point of indulging in that conversation. Like I said, it was just his thing. So I got back. Oh, another thing I noticed when he was like, "You still need $200?" It's me. Hey, of course. For one, I don't have a job, so if you're gonna reimburse me the money I spend, what's up? Because I said, check about the ATM. I was just like, oh, you can send it to me. Mind you, my dad has never had a problem sending me money on Zelle. When he sends my little sister money, he sends it through all the money to my sisters go through my Zelle. So I was just like, it's weird. But when I got to, for whatever reason, he had the Zelle number changed to our old house. I'm just like, this is, of course, it can never be a landline. Like I said, didn't think nothing of it. So, another thing was going to pay the tax money. He was just like, so, when's the next time you're going out of town? I was like, oh, I'm going to a baby shower, because one of my lost sisters is having a baby. And I was like, and she's like getting proposed to. Like, of course, she doesn't know it, but like, it's a surprise engagement. And then my friend is getting married in Orlando, so that's like a whole weekend of events. So he was just like, oh, okay, like, when is it? To me, first of all, he never asked me when the next time I'm going out of town. It's more so I'll let him 2 days before or the day of, or like right before I get on the road or something. It's in advance type of thing. Like I barely even tell my mom in advance because she gonna forget as well. But now I never told her. What's the point of wasting my breath? So all of that happened or whatever. So he was just like, oh, when is this? So I told him. He was just like, oh, okay, all right. So I remember I drove back to the house, and I was getting out, and he was just like, he stopped. He looked at me. He was like, you handled the truck really well. I laughed. And I said, oh. He was like, I'm so proud of you. All I did. I remember I later said, I just drove a truck. Like he was like, I'm so proud of you. And then later that day, he texted me It was just like, I love you. I'm just like, if you know, it's hard for me to like just say those words because I didn't grow up being super overly emotional. I didn't grow up doing any of that. So it's easy for me to text it rather than to say, hello, my battery's going in. Why is this person hugging me? And so I just be thinking about the only thought I can think of in that moment while they're hugging me is, when are they gonna stop hugging me? Only thing I think of, why are you hugging me? When am I gonna stop? When are you gonna stop hugging me? And so I realized, like, the fact that my body tenses up, I think I'm scared of getting that hug and like allowing myself to like release into that hug, and just for 5 seconds feel like the weight of the world is not on my shoulders for 5 seconds. And then I realized, like, I can't remember the last time I hugged my dad. Like, I can't remember. I have no idea. So that was a thing. So yeah, I think I'm scared of hugs because what if I get a hug and what if someone hugs me and that person just like refuses to let go, and I have no choice but to like release in that moment and to just let go? What would happen then? So I don't know about that one, but I think that was my revelation when it came to hugs post dad's death. So those were like just some things that led up to it. And I try lately, like, I know it's just like it's stages of grief, but lately my thing has been like semi beating myself up. About 2 weeks before that, I was gonna wake up early and take my dad to dialysis, but I overslept. Normally I have like a natural body alarm clock. When I say I need to wake up for something, I'll wake up for it with little need or regard for the alarm clock. But this time I did, and I was so mad because that was the very last time my dad went to dialysis. And it's crazy how people say you never know when the last time is the last time. And I will be honest and say, although this is like my first time experiencing the death of someone like really close to me, I still can't apply that principle throughout everything in my life of like, you never know when it's the person's last time on earth, so you need to maximize your time with them. And I think it's because although a person has passed away and you know how that feels, I don't want to go back to when I used to invalidate my feelings or brush over how I felt in the name of making another person feel comfortable. Like, I never ever want to be that person again. So I think like now my thing is to find a balance between your feelings are valid. Yes, that person can die today. Hell, you can die today, but you're in the right now. My emotions are all over the place. Like, I really want to record this video so that I don't lose my mind. It's been moments just sitting in this room, like, and I just feel like I'm going insane. And I know like somebody would say like, "Well, get out the house." It's just like I don't want to do that either. Like, I hate being here because I look over there and I think about like all the times I didn't say every day or sit and talk for as long as I should have, like. And then at the same time, I try not to beat myself up about that either, because me and my dad had a very rocky relationship in terms of, I genuinely believe that he did his best. And although I feel like he did his best, certain things that he did in those moments still hurt. And these are things that happened to me as a child, so I felt as any child would, like, what? It wasn't until like I got older, I want to say maybe 3 years ago, where I like had to forgive him. And I'm so grateful that like I had the opportunity to even go to him as a woman and say, hey, when you did X, Y, and Z, it did this to me. Hey, when you said X, Y, and Z, it led to me doing X, Y, and Z. But as a woman that wants to mature and grow and love and have my own family one day, I had to also say, now I'm in control of my life. Like, now this is my story, my destiny. Am I going to let him be the writer, or I going to do it, of course, with God, is, but who's going to narrate this thing? And so that's something like I had to like talk and forgive and like work through like my inner child hurts and pains. And I made so much growth. And I think the thing that's pissing me off now is the fact that I feel like so much of it has been going down the drain. I find myself getting so pissed lately. Like, little things just piss me off so much. And if you know me, I've never been an angry person. I've never been a conniving person. I've never been nasty. That's just not in me. Lately I have been. And not like, and sometimes like I will like have like moments of like I'll lash on people. And then I have to like take a step back and just isolate and stay to myself until like I know how to recognize and process those moments before that even happens, because you can't keep apologizing to people for the same action. For one, they don't deserve that, and for two, you don't deserve to keep putting yourself through that, or I don't deserve to keep putting myself through that. So when people ask me how are you, I say I'm okay, but the real answer is I'm not okay, and I haven't achieved that level of vulnerability to just outwardly say that to people, because then they give you the puppy eyes, or the oh my gosh is, or the oh, you know, like the almost like the I feel sorry for you, but I don't need or want anybody to feel sorry for me or to worry about me, or any of that. Like, everyone goes through it, for real. People die, like, let's get people die, like, so I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm trying to show up for myself every freaking day. I'm trying. And as of today, because now it is May 15th, my birthday is in 7 days. My 26th birthday is in 7 days. My first birthday without my dad sending me that dry text saying happy birthday, shawty, I love you, or calling in his little voice saying happy birthday, shawty, I love you. So that's different. And in 2 days, my dad would have been dead. Well, I don't fucking know, for 2 months. Life is crazy. Growing up is crazy. But one thing I do know for sure is I'm doing my best. I really, really am. And not gonna lie, like, this whole journey to healing or whatever is so weird. It's so awkward, because one moment, and it's weird because like I've always had like a one moment I'm like jittery and bubbly and social, and the next moment I'm still fine, but I just don't want to talk, or I just rather watch Grey's Anatomy on my phone while still being around people. I've always been like that, but to now have a reason to jump between those emotions and to not know what to do with that, or to process it, or to not even really want to feel it is crazy. So crazy. Yeah, it's definitely been very, very lonely, because I don't like to trauma dump on people. Like, I kind of feel it's like inconsiderate, so I don't do it, or I try not to do it. I really try not to do it. But yeah, I will say it's been hard, so hard. But we prevail. We keep moving. Yeah, I'm really sorry that I got on here looking like this. I look a mess. Wait, I look a mess. And I always say I'm not gonna be one of those people to get on camera crying and whatnot. But here we are, and I am using this as my form of therapy until I find a therapist that I feel comfortable with. So